Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining CAA today for our presentation with AmaWaterways. Today, we will be focusing on France and AMA's new 7 rivers itineraries. And although it's not safe to travel right now at this time, it does never hurt to dream and plan for our future. I would like to go over a few housekeeping items prior to beginning the presentation this afternoon. Firstly, you will all be muted throughout the presentation to reduce any background noise or feedback. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, please click on the orange arrow on the control panel along the side of your screen and type your question. All questions will be answered at the end of the presentation, and if we do not have time to answer all questions, we will answer them privately directly to you via email. You may also watch the presentation in full screen mode to maximize your enjoyment. The volume on your videos may need to be adjusted as they have been recorded at a lower volume than the actual session volume. We also have a few handouts that are also located on the right-hand side of your screen in the control panel. You can download these. You will not see the section. And lastly, our presentation today will be approximately 30 minutes. I'd like to introduce myself now. I'm Stacy and I'm located in our Bears Lake branch in Halifax. I've been in the travel industry for over 22 years, with the last 16 here at CAA. Over the years, I've been very fortunate to have taken several cruises with AmaWaterways, including the Rhine, Upper and Lower Danubes, as well as their fantastic Vietnam and Cambodia itineraries. All were equally amazing. Here you can see a few of my highlights. One was being able to do a bike ride through the countryside in Rudesheim. We were also fortunate enough to visit Belgrade, and also I was able to kiss a king while visiting the Bayon Temple of Angkor. I could keep going on with all the fantastic itinerary and cities that we visit, but I'll pass things over to my coworker, Nicole.
Thank you, Stacy. My name is Nicole and I'm from the Moncton office. I've been a travel planner for many years, all with CAA. I've taken 2 incredible AmaWaterways river cruises. The first was Vineyards of the Rhine in Moselle from Amsterdam to Luxembourg. And the second was Melodies of the Danube from Budapest to Wilshafen. And then we took the Ama transfer into Prague. I so enjoyed this concept of traveling. It's very relaxing. Ama offered us great service, delicious food, and memorable entertainment on and off the ship. This photo here that you see of me is at the chef's table. It's a specialty restaurant. It's a culinary experience with wine pairing as you see the chef prepare unforgettable meals. You can book this once you arrive on the ship. Everyone has a chance to go, and there's no extra cost. The next photo is the Rochelle Castle, one of the many castles you'll see while sailing the Danube. It's a 12th century castle built as a defensive fortress. It's currently privately owned as well. The last photo is the Hungarian Parliament building in Budapest, one of my favorite European cities. This is definitely a landmark, a tourist spot. And of course, there's lots of history here. After supper, Ama sailed us in front of this Parliament building during our Illuminations cruise tour. And I have to say, my camera had a difficult time to adjust to take photos as the glow was so bright. This building is beautiful, actually day or night. Let me introduce you to Sandra, Director of National Accounts in Canada. She spent a few years with the motor coach company who introduced her to river cruising. She fell in love with this concept, and she's been with AmaWaterways over 13 years and has been on all of its itineraries. I hear the next newest destination is going to be Egypt, and I'm sure she'll be having a chance to sail and to visit that area. Sandra, thank you, and take it away.
Thank you so much, Stacy and Nicole. And wow, what a great show. I have to follow them now. So I'm so excited, though, today to be talking to you about a product that I absolutely love, and that's river cruising with AmaWaterways. So I thought what I'd do to kind of get things started is I would share with you a wonderful video so that you can see what it is to be like on one of our ships. So just bear with me while I bring up this video.
step aboard a world of exceptional experiences, where your journey is our passion. Allow us to share villages that time forgot. Walk along cobblestone streets filled with the lights. Paddle through historic town squares and revel in moments that last a lifetime. When you step aboard AmaWaterways, each day brings a genuine smile that warms the heart. Every river a new culture that inspires. And each course a moment to savor and share. Experience these wonders and delights with AmaWaterways, the heart of the river.
So you can see from there how exciting it is to be on board one of our beautiful vessels traveling throughout the heart of Europe. Now, AmaWaterways is the only river cruise line that actually sailed last year during the pandemic. While we only carried our German clients on the Rhine, it was an opportunity for us to implement our health and safety protocols. At AmaWaterways, we have your safety and your good health. That would be our primary concern. So you can see here some of the different things that we had on board. We had masking, of course, in the public spaces. We had the dividers between the sitting areas and the lounge area. Everybody had assigned seating so that you would go to the same table, and all the, the salt, pepper shakers, everything was there for you. So it wasn't multi-touches, which is very important right now. But hopefully when we're ready to start cruising again, some of these things will be long gone behind us, and you'll be ready to set sail and just sit back, relax, and be a part of our AMA family. So today I get to talk to you a little bit about some of our itineraries. And France, of course, is a great destination where we have 5 different itineraries that you can select. So up in northern France, we have our Paris and Normandy, and we have our impressions of the Seine in Paris. So 2 very different itineraries traveling on the same river. Now our Paris and Normandy, of course, will have you leaving Paris and sailing for 7 nights and coming back to Paris. And for me, some of the highlights would be going and visiting the beaches in Normandy. The Canadian museums located in this area. We will visit a cemetery here, and of course we'll take you and you'll have the opportunity to walk on Juno Beach, which is such a heartfelt moment to do. Another one of the highlights for me on this itinerary would be exploring the beautiful gardens of Monet in Giverny. So you can wander all through and you'll see why he was so inspired to paint those fantastic paintings that he did, and you'll walk right through the home where he grew up. So I just say that it is just such a beautiful way to go and see history and artist impressionists, and really a beautiful area of northern France. We also have a new itinerary called Impressions of the Seine in Paris. Now, Impressions of the Seine in Paris, a little bit different in that you start in Paris and we'll take you right up to the mouth of the English Channel in Le Havre. And then some of the highlights for this itinerary would be the visit to Chateau d'Aquinay. And what I like about this is we're not actually going to go inside this chateau. We're going to wander through the many gardens here. So again, it's an opportunity to walk through beautiful gardens, take in the moments, and really appreciate the area and what that has to offer. And of course, a highlight would also be going to St. Malo on our post land extension. St. Malo is just exquisite. And when we're there, we're going to take you to Mont Saint Michel, which is located, it's like an island, okay? And the tides go in, the tides go out. And when you look at it, when the tide's out, it's just miles and miles and miles of this pristine beach. And then the tides come in, and Mont Saint Michel, which you see in the picture here in the background, when you're there, you can choose to walk around the perimeter of this, or you can come up into the cathedral area, do the hike with us, and come up and enjoy that. We also have Southern France, and here you can take our Colors of Provence itinerary or explore the essence of Burgundy and Provence. And the south of France, very, very different from the north. The north, of course, laden with garden tours and artist impressionists and war history, that sort of thing. In the southern part of France, you're laced with, again, some artist impressionists, but it's more about the wine, so the viniculture and that sort of thing. And when you're doing the Colors of Provence, this was an area that Van Gogh, really explored in depth and painted a lot of beautiful pictures, such as the one that you see here. When you go to the city of Arles, you'll be able to wander the streets and you'll see some of the areas where he painted. And of course, with AmaWaterways, every single port stop that we make, we're going to give you probably 4 to 6 different included excursions to choose from. So not only do you get to choose your tour, but you get to choose the pace that you do the tour. So it might be a walking tour, it could be a hiking tour, it could be biking, any number of things. And the pace is, of course, a little different. We also have some special interest groups or some small groups that we take out. Now, of course, everything's included, as I mentioned. And when you're doing the Colors of Provence, one of the highlights for me is going and doing this Truffle Farm visit. It's being with this owner of this wonderful truffle farm where he takes the dog out and the dog finds the truffles. Now, hard to imagine that a dog is able to do this and do it so well without hurting the truffles when they get them and find them and everything. Just something you absolutely must see if you decide to do the Colors of Provence. Then we have our Essence of Burgundy and Provence. So this particular one, not only does it take in some of the Rhone River in the south of France, but we're going to do the Saône River as well. I love this particular itinerary. Coming in, you can fly into Geneva and do a few days ahead of getting on the ship. And on the way to the ship, we will go to Dijon, where mustard comes from. We'll embark in Chalon-sur-Saône, and we will start cruising on the Saône River. We will get to Lyon. We do a city tour in Lyon, and it's just an amazing expedition going through here. You can be met by a chef and you can be taken to the markets where you pick out some foods and go back and appreciate the delicious things that you've picked up that day. So there's a lot of things that happen when we go on our Essence of Burgundy and Provence. We also have the guided bike tour in Lyon. So if you're a person who's a bit more active, you may really enjoy this. Now, I have to share this with you because what I think is the most amazing part of this itinerary is when we do Essence of Burgundy and Provence, when you're cruising or when you're going between the different ports. In the morning, what we like to do is we will all do an excursion. Of course, you'll have your choices. Then we come back to the ship for lunch. In the afternoon, you can either bike from that point to the next point, you can stay on board the ship and cruise from that point to the next point, or you can come with us on a guided experience where we're going to take you to some vineyards and you can do an amazing wine tasting in the afternoon. So it's all about choices, and what's great is that you've got every day you could change it up if you so choose, but there will be afternoons, different opportunities for you. So a little bit unique in itself and a great area to be able to do this. And of course, ending, we have a land program where we'll take you to Nice and Monaco. So you'll spend a few nights in Nice and we do a full day up to Monaco and back. So it's just some new and different things happening. And then, of course, if you want to go to the western side of France, we'll take you on our Taste of Bordeaux. Now, I can tell you, I did this tour personally. I've done them all, but this particular one, loved it. It's all about the wine and the culinary. So if that's something that appeals to you, then for sure you're going to love Bordeaux. Ships docked right in the heart, which is the case in most of the itineraries that we have with AmaWaterways. The only exception would be Portugal, and it's a little bit different. With Bordeaux, though, you are docked right there. You're right by this mirror pool. There's water that comes out of here that reflects. It's just a great thing to see. We have the Museum de Vin, lots of special features on this. I like this itinerary too because we have this really unique exclusive visit where we'll take you to Bourg And when we're on board, we have this wine festival. So there's music, there's dancing, there's wine tasting, very engaging. And I'm sure that you will all have so much fun joining us in the city of Bourg. And then, of course, going on and doing the pre or post land component where we'll take you to the Basque country and you can enjoy going to Bilbao and then on to the great area of San Sebastian. So with AmaWaterways, with all of our river cruises, we can take you on starting in 2023, we'll have 5-night excursions. We'll have 7, 10, 11, 13, 14, 21, 28. But we always marry those with a pre and a post land component. And our cruise managers are with you to hold your hand through that pre-land component, transfer to the ship, through the cruise, transfer to the post land component, and then they stay with you through the post land component and see you safely on your way back to the airport. Now let's talk about these epic journeys that AmaWaterways just announced, our 7 river journeys. Boy, oh boy, how popular is this? We announced our first one, and I have to say that it took off so much that we decided to have 2. So not only will you get to do some of France, so if you're doing the springtime cruise, we will have 1 journey on the Rhone River in the south of France, and that would be like the Rhone and the Provence itinerary. And then if you're doing the summer, we'll have you doing the Seine and the Rhone. So it's a bit more France focused. Then we encompass the Rhine and the Main and the Moselle rivers, spectacular areas over in France. The Rhine, of course, traveling through with all the incredible castles. And then we have the Danube. What a great way to follow it up. And I know Nicole talked earlier about the Danube and the Parliament. You can see this picture of the Parliament on the left and the chain bridge in front. Just spectacular thing to see. So the summer journey will be 46 nights. We're going to take you through 14 countries on 7 rivers, and we have 4 ships to do this. So your first journey, of course, would be in the northern part of France. We're going to bring you down in the southern part of France. We're going to switch over to Basel. We're going to go all the way up to Amsterdam, come down through the Moselle, across the Main, and then 14 nights on the Danube. We take care of all the luggage. You don't have to handle everything. We've got it all flawless, seamless for transporting in between all of these sailings, so not to worry. It is one smooth, smooth journey. Our spring journey is 45 nights, 14 countries, 7 rivers. So as I expressed earlier, with this particular one, what we're going to do is we're going to focus a little bit more on the Netherlands. So you can see the map here. With the first journey, you're up in the northern part of France on the Seine, the southern part on the Rhone. When we do the springtime, we're going to focus more on up in Amsterdam, and we'll travel through the Lake District and up in Amsterdam area. It's like our tulip time cruise. Then we'll come down on all of them. We'll come down the Rhine, we'll come across the Moselle, across the Main River, and then of course we will bring you down to the Danube, all the way down to Giurgiu, and there you can disembark and do our post-land component. So if you're coming in on the summertime or the springtime, you can of course do a Paris pre-land stay, do the cruises 45 or 46 night, end in Giurgiu, and there you have the option of either doing Bucharest and Brasov, which is Transylvania, or you can go over and do Istanbul. Now, having been to Istanbul, I can tell you it's fascinating. And where we're staying is at the Four Seasons, and we're literally steps from the Hagia Sophia. So you are right there in the heart of Istanbul in a spectacular property. So our summer epic journey will begin June 1st to July the 17th. And as I mentioned, the 7 different rivers. So it will incorporate a lot of France. And then, of course, right through the heart of Europe, we have 4 wonderful ships taking us through there, beginning in Paris, ending in Giurgiu in Romania. So the spring journey, and you'll have to forgive me, it says coming soon. We did release it. That particular one will start on April the 20th, a beautiful time of year and a great way to start because of the tulips and everything. That one will end on June the 4th, taking in the 7 rivers with the focus being more on the Netherlands, on the Scheldt and the Maas rivers. And then we have our 14 countries, so still the same 14 countries. We're going to use 3 ships. Now, the 3 ships will be our twin balcony ship, which is moved this year over to the Rhone River in the south of France. We will transfer to a twin balcony ship, the AmaCherto, to do the Rhine, the Main, the Moselle. And then the last 14 nights will be on the AmaMagna that you see here in the picture. So she's our beautiful, twice as wide vessel that sails on the Danube River. So what a spectacular opportunity. We've all been at home for over a year now. We're all looking forward to something in the future. These take place in 2023. So if you're looking for something that's longer and you want to really explore the interior of Europe and doing it on the rivers, surely this is a great way to do it. Some of the highlights also on the Rhine, I had mentioned some in France, but one of my favorite stops on the Rhine, and this is exclusive to AmaWaterways, is our visit to the Rochelle Castle. So we bring you here at nighttime. We're going to go up to the castle. This castle is very unique in that it's lit by candles. So as you come through the castle, it's all adorned with these beautiful candles, and it just gives it such a romantic atmosphere. So I think you would find that incredible. We're going to travel through the Rhine Valley Gorge with all those castles. You're going to get the commentary. And we do touch on some destinations twice. But what we do is on the original stops, we'll be doing all the history, that sort of thing. And then on the second stop, we'll focus more on the arts, the cultures, the food, and that sort of thing. So you're going to get unique experiences even when we make stops in the same city. When you're cruising along the Moselle, you can see here the famous Moselle band. And again, steepest vineyards in the world, absolutely gorgeous river. It is truly one of my favorites. It is so scenic as you're going along, and we have a lot of very special surprises and delights along the way. When you're on the Danube, you're going to be cruising through the Vaco Valley, and again, another incredible, very scenic. Here, this picture is taken in Dürnstein from the castle fortress where King the Lionheart was kept captive. You're looking down into the Rhine, or pardon me, into the Danube River, and an area well known for apricots. So, and I'm sure either time, like you're going to, especially in the spring cruise, you're going to see it just adorned with blossoms on the apricot trees and that sort of thing. And we'll take you also through the Iron Gates, the gorge area on the lower Danube. So there's a lot of scenic cruising on these itineraries. And whether you choose one of these or you just see something here that really appeals to you, I know you're going to absolutely have a fantastic time. And as members at CAA, you can take advantage of all the incredible benefits that AmaWaterways has in partnership with CAA, our great, great partner. So if you're traveling on one of our 5-night itineraries in 2023, we can offer you up to $240 per stateroom discount. If you're traveling on a 7-night or up to 11-night, then of course it's $360 per stateroom. And if you're doing 14 nights or more, of course, $720 per stateroom. We have the lovely welcome gifts that we put there for you on behalf of CAA. And I just know hands down, that's just going to get you there and get you all excited. Also at CAA, they do have their vacations, which offer, there's about 50 dates to choose from, where not only can you look at receiving your CAA member benefits, but we also have CAA amenities. So it could be further discounts, there's shipboard credits, and there's a lot more involved, and they're combinable. So if you're traveling with CAA and you're choosing one of their vacation states, not only do you get your member benefits, but you get the amenities that are associated with that program. And for more information, definitely contact one of my great friends, the travel professionals at CAA. So now what I'm going to do is turn it back over to Nicole. I believe Nicole's going to talk a little bit about a couple of groups we have coming up in 2022 and 2023. Nicole?
Thank you so much, Sandra. So informative. We have our own CAA group departure of Flavors of Portugal and Spain that will be fall of 2022. And of course, reach out to Stacy or I or any of the local CAA travel planners for more details. We'll be able to assist you with that. Do we have any questions today, Sandra?
Well, let's have a look and see. Stacy, were you able to see if we had some questions while we were going through?
We didn't have any questions. We did have one comment from John and Sue to you, Sandra, just saying that they are all booked on the Alma Magna for a Christmas markets cruise of December 2022, and they can't wait.
That's fantastic. It's a beautiful ship, so you won't be disappointed.
Very good. We have 4 remaining presentations today. Sign up if you're interested. We also have a prize draw for your participation today. The winner will be contacted directly. And of course, if you have any questions, do reach out to us. Don't hesitate. This concludes our presentation today. We want to thank you for attending and joining us today. Sandra, as always, so informative. Thank you so very much. Enjoy your afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.